like a G or whatever, and it's supposedly set the like UK, like Scotland, England, all that stuff. And when the whole trailer dropped, I saw it, and people were like, "Oh my God, Gen 8, yada yada yada." First off, I was super unimpressed simply because it had Pokemon from a previous region, and typically, like after Johto, you had Hoenn, and Hoenn had so many new Pokemon to offer, and then you ended up getting Sinnoh, which was a combination of a bunch of like older Pokemon with a few newer ones thrown in. But then you had the Unova region, which was one of my favorites because it had all new Pokemon, 150 brand new Pokemon. But then you had Kalos, and then you had Alola, which had a bunch of old callbacks. And I want to see a lot more new Pokemon. The reason why I wasn't too impressed by the trailer was because it didn't advertise any of the new Pokemon. And I understand that, they're trying to keep everything secret and hush hush, but last time they did that, the Pokemon native to that region were garbage with Alola, and it just blew my mind how bad the Alolan Pokemon actually were. Like people made so many videos about how poor the Pokemon were, how they couldn't wait for Pokebank to work, and as of right now, I'm sort of seeing the same thing with this generation. So you've got the starters. They showed us what the starters looked like, but now you've got like the Pokemon from other regions scattered all throughout the trailer. Where are the ones native to that particular region? And I think we're going to end up getting a lot of our fan favorites from previous generations thrown into this game to overlook the fact that they didn't put a lot of thought into the Pokemon from this region. I'm not trying to be negative, I'm trying to be realistic. And so everyone's on this hype train about Gen 8. And personally, I can't get behind it. Not yet, anyway. Someone said that it's going to be the most beautiful game that they've ever seen. The graphics that I've seen so far are not up to my expectations. And so I think that's the reason why I'm trying to take a step back from this region, from expecting too much, because the graphics to me didn't look like jaw dropping. They didn't look as ooh wow as I was expecting them to. And I'm pretty sure it's because all they did was took the they didn't start from scratch. They took the Alola region and they put a lot of that coding into this game and just tweaked it a little bit, because you have Let's Go, which looked like it was built from the ground up, but it was built very childlike. This particular region, it just it looks like a polished Alola region with a lot more shading, a lot more gradients involved, and things are a little bit more smooth. But at the same time, for the Nintendo Switch, it doesn't look like they put much more thought into it, and it just disappointed me. They showed Pikachu, Minccino. They showed Tyranitar. Great. I don't care about those Pokemon. I really like getting new generations because of the new one. I know some of you are like, I want my favorites in there just in case the new ones don't work out. And I think that's the reason why Black and White got so much hate. It's because you were forced to use new Pokemon. I'm not sure if they're ever going to do that again where the generation's all old. I mean, sorry, all new Pokemon, simply because the backlash they got from people complaining about Black and White. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've been spoiled by Pokemon, but I just wanted more, and it doesn't look like I got or I'm getting what I wanted. Am I gonna pick up a copy of the game? I first have to get a Switch, but so far nothing has put me off from getting it. I am a water type through and through. I got Poplio, and people were like, "Oh, Poplio's gross," but I enjoyed the whole water fairy deal. I'm probably gonna get Swabble, whatever his name is. I've looked them up. I've actually worked with them in Adobe Illustrator, messing with the pictures and everything, but I forgot their names. I know it's Grookey. I think it is Sobble, and then Score Bunny, whatever. The starters all look like they've been updated versions of previous Pokemon from the past. If you take a look at Score Bunny, it looks like a combination of Chespin and Bunnelby. That's the impression that I got. Like in the face, it looks just like Chespin, but all the other features look like Bunnelby. Sobble, he's got like what the so San so it's not Salazzle. It's the one before Salazzle. Whatever. But the designs for those two aren't really original. Grookey, they have some monkey Pokemon, but Grookey looks to me like it's the most original looking. People were talking online about how the starters, oh, they commission people to like go out of their way to like draw these things, and that's not true. The Pokemon Company has never had a contest. I'm sorry, a contest where they have the audience create a Pokemon and they took the design for that Pokemon and put it into the game. Personally, if I were them, I definitely would hold those contests simply because you're like, hey, say, hey, if you want this Pokemon featured in an upcoming game, that's reward enough. You don't have to say I'm going to pay you for it. But I just don't understand why they are so against taking customer feedback. The Pokemon Company, Game Freak are so against allowing the customers to have a really big say. Because I know some of you out there can draw Pokemon for days. Really good looking Pokemon with really good typing, and they just don't give a fuck. They just don't give a fuck. And that's sad. But one day, hopefully, they will say, you know what? Why don't we allow our fans to draw 50 Pokemon for this region, and we will throw those 50 in the top 50 that we like, we'll put into the region. How would you like to feel? How would that make you feel if you were able to see your Pokemon live on in the series, the one that you created, its typing, its name, all of that stuff? That would generate so much business for this fucking company. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. And people are like, oh, they don't need the business. They make a lot of money. Yes, they're a $1 billion corporation, but at the same time, it's about customer relations. It's about keeping your customer base happy. Will people be disappointed that theirs didn't win? Of course. But at the same time, you gave them the opportunity to compete. You gave them the opportunity to feel like they matter. And that right there is the point. I don't know, but I'm getting off task. Gen 8. The anime. From what I understand, the entire Generation 8 anime has not been written yet. And I know some of you are like, oh, fuck the show. I don't care about the show. Okay, that's fine. Personally, I watch the show as background noise, but there are times when I will actually sit down, play my Pokemon game and watch and see which Pokemon they are advertising, and I'll, give them a little look see. I personally am tired of Ash just catching Pokemon native to that region. There are Pokemon that he encounters that he's never caught before. Like, there are times when he encountered a Machop. He never caught a Machop before, but since that's a Gen 1 Pokemon and he sees it in Gen 5, he's not going to catch it. I personally want that to stop. If he hasn't caught a Pokemon before, a different type, regardless of which region it's from, he should be able to catch it. I mean, it just makes sense. I get real tired of him capturing the same types of Pokemon too, like water, grass, fire. Can he catch a ghost type? Can he catch a dark type? Can he catch a psychic type? The bug types he captures, I mean, they're all pretty much the same, with the exception of Levani. It's always a ghost, no, I'm sorry, a bug flying type. Can he capture a different type of bug type? And can he catch a dragon type that will actually be with him for the majority of the series, and he doesn't give it away at the end? Like, don't let it go, and don't have it show up literally until there's like 45 episodes left of the series. Let him catch one towards the beginning and let him like just raise it until it grows. I mean, I would love to see that. In the game, it showed Tyranitar. He had a Larvitar before, and he, let it go. Why doesn't he capture a Larvitar in this region and raise it up? Because it's a rock dark type, something that he's never worked with before. He's had rock types before in the past, yes, but dark types he has not. And I don't think he's ever had a dark type. And that to me just blows my mind because dark types, in my opinion, are essential to the game when it comes to battling specific Pokemon like Ghost and oh, he had Crocodile. And Crocodile ended up being one of his strongest Pokemon. Yeah, so I think it would benefit him well to have a dark psychic or ghost type. It would benefit him well to not give away Pokemon. I'm also tired of the whole him having fire. He has fire, I think, in every single region, and the fire type Pokemon he always uses, they never really they're just garbage. Like Talonflame, Pignite, like come on, give him some better Pokemon that aren't fire types. Give him instead of the fire type, give him one of the ones that I mentioned. I'd love for him to get a poison type because in Gen 8 I just finished not Gen 8, Gen 5 I just finished watching that series and how many times did he encounter Scolipede? I think he encountered a wild Scolipede like 6 or 7 times and he never caught one. Like I don't understand that. And the Pokemon he ended up using, he had three of them that never evolved. They were their base forms. And I read online the reason why they didn't evolve was because the writer for the show was told not to let it evolve because the base forms were too marketable. Oshawott, Scraggy, and Snivy were too marketable in their base forms, so they were told not to let them evolve. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Yes, those Pokemon were cute, but you could have let Oshawott evolve into Dewott, and you could have let Snivy evolve into Servine. Snivy deserved to be a Servine, and it just blows my mind that they're willing to can a script to try and make a Pokemon seem more marketable when in actuality, after 3 fucking seasons, people have already sort of gotten over the fact that Snivy's a Snivy. They're just over it. They want to see something new, and they're not allowed to do that. That to me is bullshit. But whatever. I don't know because I don't think they're going to allow. I haven't watched Sun and Moon. The Alolan region is just I hate it. I'm sorry. I just hate it. But I don't know. It is what it is. At this point, I'm rambling. Gen 8, there's a lot that hasn't come out yet, and as things do come out, I will go ahead and make video updates on this. But I'm hoping to God that this generation does not turn me off of Pokemon because this generation is the reason why I'm buying a Switch to begin with. And if this game isn't up to par, I'm 27 years old. I guess it's time for me to go and stop playing Pokemon. As tough as that is for me to say, I mean, it's been in my life, literally all my life. I may have to turn away. Oh well. Bye, y'all.